Hey fashion lovers, welcome back to the channel. This is the sewing part of the requested tutorial on how to sew this button down box pleated sleeveless mini dress. This dress is beautiful, simple and comfortable. I just love how I feel wearing this dress. If this looks like what you are interested in learning how to make, then you need to watch this video till the end. Please do well to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you are new here, and drop me nice comments. Let's get started. In my previous video, I showed how to draft and cut this button down box pleated mini dress. If you would like to see the drafting and cutting tutorial, scroll down my videos tab to check out the cutting tutorial for proper understanding, or you can just tell me in the comment section to send you the cutting tutorial and I'll do that as soon as possible. In this video, we will be sewing the button down box pleated mini dress step by step. Now let's dive in. This is what the front bodice looks like and the back bodice. So the first thing we are going to do is to join the dart lines together. Okay, so let's start with the front first. I want to notch the button placket. Okay, I will remove all the pins and pattern papers and go ahead and pin the center front and the side front together so that we will join the darts. Okay, so I'm going to go over to my sewing machine and start stitching from here. Okay, from 1/2 inch here all the way to the shoulder. Okay, I'll do that for the both sides, and for the back I will also join the dart lines. Okay, remember that I have joining at the center back, so I'm going to go ahead and join the middle of the back with the 1/2 inch joining seam allowance I have there. I will go ahead and remove the pins and the pattern papers and pin the darts together, as well as mark down the 1/2 inch joining seam allowance. Then I'll go over to my sewing machine and stitch the darts together. After joining the dart lines, this is what I have for the front, and this is what the back looks like. You can see that I have already joined the middle part of the back, okay, as well as the dart lines. I will clip on the dart lines so that when I press the seam lines open, the curves are going to lay flat. Okay, the next thing to do is to go ahead and press the seam lines open with the hot iron. It is very important to always press your seam lines open for clean and neat finish. Okay, this is what it looks like after pressing the seam lines open, the front here. Okay, so what we are going to do now is to form the box pleats. Okay, so this is the back. So what we are going to do now is to get the box pleat. This is it. So I'll fold it in. I'll notch the middle point of the box pleat at the top and also at the down part. Okay, so I'll do the same for the other one as well. So after that, I'm going to go ahead and form the box pleat. So I am going to carefully fold in the allowance for the box pleat and let my notch meet the stitches line. This is the stitch line, so I'll carefully get the notched part, that is the middle part of the box pleat, and hold it down on the stitch line. Okay, with a pin. This is what I have. So I'll make sure that I also hold the down parts. I'm going to go ahead and also hold the other side down. I'll use the hot iron to press on the box pleat to hold the box pleat down. Okay, you have to make sure that everywhere is smooth and neat. this is what I have. Okay, you can see what I have here on both sides. Now that we are done with the back, I will go ahead and also do the same thing that I have done for the back on the front. Okay, if the video is too fast for you, you can click on the gear icon and reduce the speed. After I am done with the box pleats, I will fold in the button allowance that I have on the front pieces. Remember that we marked out 3 inches button allowance. So I want to use the hot iron to fold it in so that that line can be visible. It will serve as a guide when folding in the button allowance, okay? So it is very important that you do this on yours too, to be able to guide you when folding in the button allowance. So this is what I have. So what I am going to do now is to go ahead and stitch from this stitch line like so to where this ended on each side of the box pleat, okay? Then on the other side I will also stitch from the stitch line to where the box pleat ended, okay? I'm going to stitch on the whole sides of the box pleats, right? Now after stitching on the box pleats, this is what they look like. All right, you can see I stopped close to the dot line. Okay, so what we are going to do now is to go ahead and hold this down on the bodice. Okay, and to be able to do that, we are going to be using hemming gum to hold it down. So I'll get some hemming gum and then place it underneath the box pleat. Okay, spray some water and then use the hot iron to hold it down. On the other side as well. Spray some water and then go ahead and hold it down. You have to also press from the right side to make sure that it is smooth and neat, okay? You can see it is stable and neat. So I'm going to go ahead and hold the other ones down as well. This is what I have. You can see that the box pleat is firm, okay? It is very firm. This is just to hold the box pleat down without having to top stitch on it, okay? So the next thing we are going to do now is to join the shoulders, okay? So I'll get the back piece and then pin it together with the front piece, the shoulder, okay? I'm going to go ahead now and join the shoulder with 1/2 inch joining seam allowance. I am also going to pipe the armhole, okay? I will use this bias tape to pipe the armhole. After joining the shoulder, this is what I have. I also went ahead to pipe the armhole. You can see that the dress is already coming together. So the next thing we are going to do now is to fix the collar. All right, remember that we already drafted the collar. This is the collar that we drafted. So I went ahead to add 1/2 inch all around the collar. I feel like my collar is not as bold as I want. So I want to add extra allowance to the collar to make it bolder. All right, so I'm going to come to this part because it is just this part that I want to be bolder. The back, I think I like the back the way it is. but I think that the front is not as bold as I want. So I'm going to go ahead and add extra to make the front more bold. Okay, so I want to add 3.5 from this line here, and I'll connect to this half inch here. I want the tip to be bolder, all right? Then here I'll add the same 3.5 because I want the tip to be bolder. Then I'll connect to this point. But if this size is okay for you, all you have to do is just to add half inch on this down part, at the upper part and the side of the front. You can notice that the back is on fold. This is the back is on fold, and I have two pieces here, so that means one will be the lining piece. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut. You can see that it is just the tip that I made bold. Okay, I added just half inch on this side and this side. Okay, so this is how bold it is. I am going to go ahead and cut interfacing for one. Now this is what the collar looks like with the interfacing. I had to infuse interfacing on one. Okay, this is the second one. So what we are going to do now is to stitch the upper part of this collar. So this part that is pointy is the upper part. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and mark down half inch from here to the top and to the other side. I will go over to my sewing machine and stitch on the half inch marking. This is what I have. You can see the stitches line. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and clip on the curve. Then I'll cut this part off. I'll cut the other part off as well. Then I'll turn to the right side. Now I'm going to go ahead and give it a very good press. Okay, and I'll top stitch here to hold the collar together. All right, now this is what the collar looks like after ironing. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch it down on the dress. Okay, so I'll notch the middle point of the collar and then bring the dress. This is the center of the back where there is joining. So I'm going to get the collar. So this is the side that has the interfacing. So I'm going to go ahead and pin it down. I'm going to stop at the bottom placket. You can see that is also where the collar ends. Okay, and I'll pin the other side as well. Now this is what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch on the collar. Okay, to join the neckline and the collar together. After stitching, this is what it looks like. You can see how neat it is on the right side. So what we are going to do next is to fold in the button placket. Okay, and to be able to do that, remember that we have a line here where we indicated as the button allowance. So I am going to get the tip of the bottom placket and fold in half inch like so. So when I fold in half inch, I'm going to fold like so again. Okay, let me do it again. I'll fold in half inch towards the wrong side of the fabric. Then I'll fold again to come and meet the placket line. Okay, the line I have as the allowance for the button. And then I'll go ahead and pin it down. This is what you're going to have. So let me fold the other side so that we can see it again. So this is the wrong side of the fabric. I am going to fold the bottom placket in by half inch. Okay, and then hold it down. Then I'll fold again to come and meet the button allowance. Remember that we use this line to indicate the button allowance. So I'll fold in to come and meet the button allowance. So we have something like this. I am going to go over to my sewing machine now and top stitch. So on this one too, I'll stitch straight. Okay, so now this is what I have. You can see the stitches line, okay, on both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and trim off the excess, trim it down a little. All right, so this is what I have now. I'll get a strip of 1 inch. I want to use the strip to fasten the neckline. I don't want the neckline to be rough like this, okay? So I'll get the strip and then pin it down from the bottom placket, okay? I'll pin down from the bottom placket. I'll trim off the excess. So this is what I have. I'm going to go over to my sewing machine now and stitch on this strip, okay, with the collar and the neckline. So now this is what it looks like. So what I am going to do now is to trim off the excess I have here. So you flip and trim off the excess you have around the neckline. Then I'll carefully flip to the right side, like so. To the right side, okay. So this is the bottom placket. I'll now go ahead and fold in the bottom placket, okay, like so. On that line that I have, on the bottom line, I'll fold in the bottom placket and hold it down. Then when I get to the neckline, I'll carefully fold in the strip around the neckline so that it can be neat as well, okay? Then the other bottom placket, I'll also fold it in like so to the right side. And then go ahead and fold in 1/2 inch on the bottom placket line, okay? So I'll fold in the rest of the neckline. I'm going to go over to my sewing machine and top stitch, okay, to hold the bottom placket down as well as the neckline, okay, and the other side of the bottom placket, and I'll come back to the camera. After stitching on the bottom placket and top stitching on the neckline, this is what we have. The next thing we are going to do is to stitch them by the side. So I'm going to go ahead and pin the front and the back pieces together so that we can mark the side seam allowance. Then I'm going to go ahead and mark down the side seam allowance on both sides of the dress, okay? Then I'll go over to my sewing machine and stitch on the side seam markings. And I will also hem the dress with the hemming allowance. So now this is what the dress looks like after stitching on the side seam allowance. I had to stitch 1/2 inch away from my initial measurements because I have fitted the dress and it is a bit tight on me. So I had to give out 1/2 inch from my initial measurement, okay? It is very important to add enough side seam allowance. You can see that I have also hemmed the dress, all right? So let us turn to the right side. You're going to bend the collar at the back, and then at the front, it will be straight. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to go ahead and give it a good press. I will also mark the buttonhole and do the buttonhole, okay? I'll have one button here at the top. Then I'm going to give 3 inches gap, okay, for the buttons. All right. After marking the buttonholes, I will go on and create the buttonholes as well as fixing the buttons. And voila! Our dress is ready. Don't forget to hit on the subscribe button if you have not subscribed. Turn on your notification bell so that anytime I upload a new video, you'll be notified. See you in the next one.